applying for jobs. It's like, where do those resumes even go? Into some void.
It can definitely feel that way.
It's this big mystery.
Yeah,
But today, we're doing a deep dive into modern job searching.
we are.
And, spoiler alert,
Okay.
it's actually pretty fascinating once you get into it.
Absolutely.
Less scary, way more interesting.
Yeah.
And we've got some help to guide us through this. We've got excerpts from RoleCatcher's career resources.
Right.
And some really cool, I think, insights into their AI-powered platform, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But for now, our mission
Okay.
is to help you, the listener, stand out from the crowd.
Right.
Whether you're going for the big corner office or like a prime corner spot at the farmer's market.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a great example, right?
Yeah.
Because even a job that might seem really straightforward, like being a market vendor.
Right, like how hard can it be? You show up, you got your tomatoes.
Right,
It's
exactly.
really good to go.
But RoleCatcher, they actually have this whole career guide dedicated to being a market vendor.
Oh, wow.
And it breaks it down. There's like 3 stages. There's entry level,
Okay.
there's junior market vendor, and then there's experienced.
Wow, okay. All right, so there's levels to this.
There's levels to it. And it's not just about having, like you said, the freshest tomatoes.
Right.
It's much more than that.
Okay.
So like an entry-level vendor, for example.
Yeah.
They might be focused on, setting up the shop, making sure the displays look good, handling those transactions.
Right.
But when you move into like the junior market vendor,
Yeah.
now you're engaging with the customers, you're doing product demos, maybe you're even like upselling.
Wow, upselling at a farmer's market.
Exactly. You're trying to increase those sales. And so you start to see how important things like persuasion are
Yeah.
and communication and good customer service,
Right.
which, those are skills that apply to any job.
This is reminding me of that saying, everyone's in sales.
Exactly.
Right? Like you're always selling something.
Always.
Whether it's an idea, yourself,
Exact.
a product, whatever. It's all sales.
Yeah. And then you get to that experience level. And now you're the one who's managing teams. You're analyzing sales data.
Oh, wow.
You might even be negotiating with suppliers.
It's a whole business.
It becomes this very strategic role.
That's wild. I never would have thought of a market vendor that career path, I guess, in that way. But it really is. It's like this, like you said, it's entrepreneurship.
Right.
And people skills all in one.
Exactly.
It's a crash course.
But while you're at the farmer's market,
Right.
honing your sales pitch, your resume might be getting lost in a sea of digital applications.
Right, because that's the other side of this whole thing.
Exactly.
Right. So, okay, so that's where these AI overlords come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I keep hearing about these applicant tracking systems, the ATS.
The ATS, yeah.
What is the deal with those?
Yeah, so essentially it's an algorithm
Okay.
that recruiters use to kind of sift through all of those applications
Okay.
and try to pick out, okay, who are the potential candidates here?
Got it. So how do they work though? Like, are they just looking for keywords? Is there more to it than that?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So they are scanning for keywords, definitely. They want to see, okay, what are the skills listed in the job description?
All right.
And does this person's resume have those skills listed as well?
Right. Okay.
But they're also looking at your experience, your skills, even like how you formatted your resume.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're trying to find the best match based on what the employer wants.
So it's not enough to just like stuff your resume with all the industry jargon?
No, not at all.
You can't just like,
And in fact, that can actually hurt you because these ATS systems are getting smarter.
Okay.
And they're looking for like genuine skills, genuine experience.
Not just buzzwords.
Not just buzzwords. They're seeing right through that.
Wow. So, and this is where, like, for me, this is where I start to feel like, okay, my resume really is just a shot in the dark.
Right.
Like, how am I supposed to know, like, what these algorithms are even looking for?
Yeah, and that's a question that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And that's why platforms like RoleCatcher are becoming so valuable.
Okay. So tell me about RoleCatcher. Like, how does it help with all of this?
Okay, so imagine this. You're working on your resume.
Right.
And instead of, like, agonizing over every single word, you have a tool that tells you exactly how well your resume matches the job description.
That would be amazing.
That's what RoleCatcher's Resume Builder does.
Okay.
So it takes your resume, analyzes it against the job requirements,
Okay.
and gives you a score.
Yeah.
So you can see, okay, how is the AI going to interpret
That's very cool.
my experience?
Okay.
How am I stacking up?
So instead of just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best,
Right, exactly.
you can actually see, okay, how does my resume compare to the competition, I guess.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It takes out the guesswork.
Yeah.
It empowers you to tailor your resume.
That's amazing. And we're just getting started with RoleCatcher.
I know, right? There's more.
So that's my resume. RoleCatcher is going to help me get past the AI gatekeepers. But what about like the actual interview? That's always the part I dread the most. I get so nervous.
Well, it's interesting you should say that because RoleCatcher, actually, they have a feature for that too. It's called AI Copilot.
AI Copilot. Like, tell me this is what I think it is.
It's AI-powered interview practice.
Shut up. Okay, hold on. AI interview practice. So I'm talking to my computer. Basically, how does this work?
Okay, so you would choose a job that you're interested in, right?
Okay.
And the AI Copilot will actually ask you like the common interview questions for that specific role.
Okay.
And you answer out loud.
Okay, so I'm basically doing a mock interview.
Exactly.
With my computer.
Right.
Okay, then what? Does it like analyze my answers?
That's the cool part.
Okay.
So the AI is going to listen to your responses, and it's going to analyze things like the clarity, how concise you are, even your tone of voice.
Really? So it can tell like how I'm coming across.
Yeah, and if you're using video,
okay,
it can actually give you feedback on your body language too.
Okay. I'm a little creeped out by that. That's amazing and also creepy, but I guess that's really valuable, right? Like to be able to get that feedback.
Oh, for sure. And the best part is you can practice as many times as you want.
Right, because who cares? The computer doesn't care if you mess up.
Exactly. So you can try different approaches. You can see how the AI responds.
Okay.
And you can figure out, okay, what works best for me.
So this is huge. So I can tailor my resume for the AI. I can practice my interview skills with AI. It's like it's almost like RoleCatcher is giving me like a cheat code, like a leg up on the whole job searching process.
Right.
But let's be honest, sometimes it feels like even if you have like the best resume,
right,
and even if you nail the interview,
you
still might not get noticed.
Right.
Right.
That's a common fear.
It is.
But RoleCatcher, they've thought of that too.
Okay, tell me they have a magic button.
It's not quite a magic button.
A magic button that just makes the recruiters call you?
But it's close.
Yeah.
So remember how we were talking about their database?
Yeah.
Of millions of employers?
Yeah.
It's not just for filtering applicants.
Okay.
Employers can actually search that database for candidates.
Wait a minute. So instead of me like, I'm applying, I'm sending my resume out to the void.
Right.
They could potentially find me.
Exactly. So you create a profile on RoleCatcher.
Right.
And you're basically like, you're raising your hand.
Saying, hey, I'm here. Look at me.
Here are my skills.
I have the skills.
Yeah.
Come and get me. Wow. Okay.
It's about visibility.
So it's like, it's not just applying to a black hole anymore. It's putting yourself out there for people who are like, hey, we need that.
They're looking for you.
We need that skill set. That's incredible.
So you're going from this like reactive job hunt to this proactive career management.
Okay, this is like, my mind is blown. Like this is a whole new world. It's not just about luck anymore. Right.
It's about strategy.
Exactly.
And it's about, I guess, using the tools available to you.
Exactly.
To make it happen.
Yeah.
We started off kind of like, is the job search just throwing resumes into a void?
Yeah, it can feel that way sometimes.
But I don't know, like thinking about, like we dug into the market vendor thing.
Right.
And then seeing how RoleCatcher's using technology, it feels a lot more like, I don't know, like I could actually do this.
It's like you're not just wandering in the dark anymore.
Exactly.
You've got a map, you've got a compass.
Yeah. You've got tools. You might not know exactly what you're going to find.
Right.
But at least you're not just like stumbling around.
Yeah, you've got some direction. Yeah, and that feeling of control,
right,
of knowing that, okay, I'm not just sending this resume into a black hole.
Right. Yeah.
It's empowering.
It is. And I think it speaks to something, it's not just about what you know anymore.
Right.
It's about how you use it.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the rules of the game.
The rules of the game. I like that.
Yeah.
So we've decoded the matrix of the job search a little bit.
I think so.
We've pulled back the curtain. We've seen, okay, this is how technology is being used.
Right.
But also, this is how we can use that technology to our advantage.
Exactly. And that's what RoleCatcher is, right? It's giving you the tools.
Yeah.
Giving you the knowledge.
So if you're listening to this and you're feeling overwhelmed by the job search, don't panic. Take a breath.
Yeah. Think about what we talked about today.
Yeah. Think about like the market vendor example.
Yeah. Like figure out what skills do you need for the roles you're interested in.
And then check out some of these tools.
Yeah. See what's out there, like RoleCatcher.
Yeah. RoleCatcher is a great example.
And you might be surprised at how much control you actually have.
You really might.
I like to end on that note of having control, of being empowered.
Absolutely. And I think one thing for listeners to think about is that RoleCatcher, they've got this free tier.
Okay.
So you can access the career library. You can do some basic resume scoring.
Okay.
But they've also got the paid tier.
Right.
And that's where you get access to all the cool stuff with the AI Copilot. Right. All that interview practice that we were talking about.
All of that. Oh.
So that's a good question to leave people with.
Yeah.
How much is your career growth, your peace of mind, how much is that worth to you?
That's right.
Maybe it's worth exploring.
Maybe it is. Good luck out there, everybody.
Happy job hunting.
Until next time.